Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Team Go Hunt Fighter back with another video, and today we're gonna do the breakdown video that we've all been waiting for: Ulrich Stern versus Kirito. Ulrich Stern from Code Lyoko versus Kirito from Sword Art Online. Both of these two are known for sword plays, using the swords to their advantage. And, of course, they're known for being virtualized into virtual worlds. So to ensure there's a consistency here, I need to put out some rules. Jeremy is not allowed to help Ulrich in this one-on-one duel. As a matter of fact, no one from Lyoko is going to be able to assist Ulrich. It is just going to be Ulrich and Kirito. So that means no help for on Kirito's side as well. And yeah, so that's how we're doing it. So here we go. It's time to break this baby down. 4 categories: strength, speed, skill/technique, and durability. So for one thing, as you know, Ulrich from Code Lyoko has his two primary weapons are twin katanas. Basically, he also has the super sprint, which makes him run fast in Lyoko. You see a yellow bar thing behind him, to show his speed, which is what he's known for in Lyoko. You also have the triplicates, or you have the triplicates, which allow him to create 2 more duplicate clones of himself, kind of like a shadow clone before shadow clones were even around. In the virtual world. Then he also has the one of his best move, his triangulate move, which is basically him combining his 2 other clones with himself and his speed, and he can just run around so fast that he makes a triangle with his 2 clones, and it will be hard for any of Xana's creations to detect them. And then he also has the fusions, which is basically when he's finished with the triangulate, if they lived long enough, if his clones were still around, he can fuse them back into himself when he's done. Also, most importantly, health in the Lyoko world is 100 life points. We've seen in Lyoko, if you haven't seen it, is that certain Xana monsters can hit you and take you out at certain points. Depending on what the weapon is, depending on what the Xana creature is on how they are able to take you out. Before you get devirtualized, which then you go back to the real world. Now in Sword Art Online, rules we're going to establish for Kirito, we will be taking into account the stats from the Fairy Dance arc for his stats. But we will be only taking into account the Gundale Online weapons for Kirito. This is the rule we're going to be using because that is where I'm currently at on Sword Art Online. Or at least in the English dub right now. Because I don't, for anyone who knows me, I don't watch Japanese subtitles, so do not even tell me. I don't watch Japanese subtitles, guys, so don't even say it. In Gundale Online, basically his weapons, Kirito's weapons, is a purple phoenix sword, wink wink, created by the Gundale developers on based on a classic movie. I wonder what that is. Lightsaber. And then his side weapon is his FN Fire 7, which is a semi-automatic pistol used to choose in to test to distance to the enemy. It's basically a side handgun. He's completed the maximum skill in one-hand swords, 991 out of 1,000 in martial arts. Blaze throwing, he is 967 out of 1,000. Parries complete. Battle healing 944 out of 1,000. Searching complete, hiding complete, sprint he's got 870 out of 1,000, which is not as fast as you would expect for someone like Kirito. He also has extreme weight limits at 947 out of 1,000. Fishing is probably his weakest, which really doesn't matter in this type of battle, which is 604 out of 1,000. So for a lot of the things, since this is a virtual world one-on-one duel, we have to also keep in mind that in the Code Lyoko universe, there are no skills like they are in the Sword Art Online universe. It's not a traditional RuneScape feel like it is in Kirito's universe. They do have 100 life points. Now, from what we've seen from Season 1 of Sword Art Online, the original first part and the second part with the Fairy arc, and then, of course, Gundale Online, most recently we've seen feats from Kirito of his strength. Throughout the entire series, we've pretty much seen that so far. He's got quick reaction. He's quick on his feet. He just beat Death Gun. For anyone who hadn't just watched it a couple weeks ago on Toonami, by himself pretty much. He was able to outduel him and keep in mind he didn't even have really that. No, he just had a gun. But, Kirito had the lightsaber since he can't have a sword in Gundale Online. In terms of strength, Ulrich, though he is the jock of his group, he can play soccer, and he is shown to able to catch his sword from Xana. Which Xana is 10 times stronger than the average human when they possess them. Like when they possess a human, they're 10 times stronger because they also have that ghostly figure. But when they're in the Lyoko world, they're even much stronger. And Ulrich has shown the feats to catch the sword, and then shortly after was able to kill that Xana fake clone of himself. However, this is pretty much all we've seen, and we've also seen pretty much Kirito done that many times already before. So, in terms of strength, I got to give the edge here to Kirito. Now let's go to speed. Obviously, this is pretty much what we know already, because we already know that Ulrich Stern, one of his base powers is super sprint. So he is able to, already generally go fast. I mean, the triangulate, to be able to have two clones and himself basically there to run around in a triangle, proves that he's pretty fast. And definitely, in my opinion, faster than a speeding bullet, considering the fact that his twin katanas can block lasers. Which in a fight against Kirito would actually help. However, we did see in Gundale Online, Kirito was able to predict the prediction.
You dodged his lasers from about 2 meters away. At that range, the time between you seeing the bullet lines and the shots fired, well, that's it. There shouldn't have been any time between them.
Well, since it's a game of dodging bullets, I just predicted the bullet lines. Predict the predictions.
Of that feats that to get money, basically, because he had no money. So he won all that money from outsmarting that robot gun thing.
You loser!
You're kidding.
Bullets!
But to protect the projections against the speed, even with that, since he automatically has it as an ability, I would have to give the speed edge to Ulrich on this one. Skill/technique. Obviously, we pretty much know what Ulrich's techniques are because I've explained them. Kirito's, has a lightsaber pretty much, or Phoenix sword. And he is also again shown different feats. He's pretty much saved the world. In the first season, and then Gundale Online, obviously being able to outsmart Death Gun with he's come up with all the strategies. He's himself. He's a strategist, obviously, and he's shown these even into real life feats. Ulrich has done this too, but I don't think he has done it as much as Kirito. The problem with Ulrich here is that Ulrich isn't really the main focus. I mean, the main focus is he's like a protector. Same with Odd, Yumi, and Jeremy. They're kind of the protectors of Aelita. They're trying to protect Aelita from living. That's pretty much the plot. And of course defeating Xana, the villain of the computer thing. Of the supercomputer. So basically, with that, like, he's usually used to working as a team. Where Kirito, he has worked as a team, but it's usually not his style. He even showed this in season 1, that he, likes to work alone. Very rarely we see him working. Obviously, he's worked with Simone here in Gundale Online, but he has much more combat experience by himself, where Ulrich really does not. He's usually working with friends and stuff like that. So in terms of skill/technique, being that this is a one-on-one duel, I'm going to have to give the edge to Kirito on this. Kirito has much more going for him, and he has more combat experience working on himself, and of course, there's inconsistencies with Code Lyoko since there is no defined skills, which means that they would have to be going on the skills they have as humans, just the extra power-ups. So because of that, there's a big inconsistency gap there. And of course, Ulrich hasn't won every battle. For the most part, Kirito has. When Kirito's been focused on something, he has pretty much won every battle so far, even in the real world, where Ulrich has not. In terms of durability, pretty much this is a straight shoot right here, because Kirito, obviously his life has been in danger multiple times. There have been times Ulrich's life has been in danger, but that's really more in the real world, not in the Lyoko world. Like if they've been stuck somewhere, they have to get the other people to go in there and save the day, so then they can deactivate the tower and return to the past, because they have the ability to return to the past. Where Kirito's life has been in danger right from the beginning, the moment he went into Sword Art Online. He either lived or died. If he died there, he died for real. So because of that, the durability edge is clear cut. The edge has to go to Kirito. He has too much durability going for him. He's used to this. He's used to being in this combat where he has to live, or if he doesn't, then he fails and he's done. Where Ulrich's life, in terms of being in a Lyoko world, hasn't been in danger. Lyoko, you lose all your life points and you basically get devirtualized back to the real world. Kirito's is not that way. Kirito, if he doesn't win, he obviously in Gundale Online it's a little more different, but he's still in that mode because of what happened to him in season 1, obviously. So durability edge has to go once again to Kirito, and my verdict is pretty much quite clear, is that Kirito is the winner of this battle. Like I said, Ulrich is more used to getting help from Jeremy. Jeremy's the geek nerd of the group. He's operating the supercomputer, obviously, always for them. He's the one that's coming up the strategies for the gang, for the Lyoko gang. And of course, most importantly, is Ulrich usually works as a team. It's not like he's working as by himself. He works with the team to accomplish the task at hand. And again, the skill is very inconsistent because in the Lyoko world, there is no real defined skill limit. It's just you get 100 life points when you're virtualized in there. So that means that without counting the power-ups that they get for being in the virtual world, I have to take into account that without counting the skills that they get in the Lyoko world, that that their abilities are still as if they're humans, rather than, when you're in a virtual world, you get new feats for being in a virtual world. And because of that, the Kirito pretty much would outclass Ulrich. Now, a lot of people have accused me of being biased, yet I am giving Kirito the win here, and I actually prefer Code Lyoko. I like Code Lyoko a hell of a lot better than Sword Art Online. That, as a matter of fact, I hated Sword Art Online until Gundale Online came online. I hated Season 1. Season 1 sucked balls. I'm talking about the anime, by the way. Because I don't read the mangas or novels. I think they are. So yeah, I'm not a big Sword Art Online fan. I mean, I'm a fan of Season 2. I think Season 2 is fucking awesome. Part 1 of Season 1 was okay when that aired on Toonami, or not Part 1. Part 2 of Sword Art, the Fairy arc, I thought was a hell of a lot. A lot of people say Part 1 was good. Part 1 sucked. I don't care what anyone says. Part 1 sucked. Part 1 sucked of Sword Art Online. Part 1 of Season 1 on Sword Art Online fucking sucked. Season 2 was not season. God damn it. Part 2 of Season 1 was decent, but they fucking blown it fucking away with Gundale Online. Gundale Online is fucking awesome. I was very surprised that Gundale Online was fucking is as good as it is right now, because we're only on we just finished up the 13th episode on Toonami. So yeah, very impressed, with the exception of Kirito looking like a fucking girl. Guess you can't get everything your way. So yeah, that's it, guys. Once again, the winner of this breakdown video is Kirito from Sword Art Online. And so that's a bit. Comment, rate, let me know what you think. And that's about it, guys. I'm Team Gohan Fighter, and I'm out of here. Peace! Until next time.
Forget the Earth! I can destroy the entire solar system with my energy now! That is my destiny. I am the universe's end!